Hello everyone. Now let me start by saying that the best governed sports in the world today are not necessarily the cleanest historically. And in fact, some of the sports that have often been criticized now have stronger governance systems than many sports that are not always in the news and in the social media. So today I'm ranking my personal top 5 best governed sports globally, not based on popularity, not based on size and revenues, but based on structure, reform, and accountability. And if you're a sports management student, this is where your theory will meet reality. So what's my criteria? No emotions, likes or dislikes, just considering the governance structure itself. Now here's what I measured. Do they publish financial reports? Do they have truly independent ethics and integrity bodies? Are there term limits for their senior officials? Are elections democratic and properly structured? Do they protect their athletes? Do they reform after a crisis or a scandal? Look, good governance is not about feel-good factors, fancy press releases, and pretty and colorful organization charts. It's about proper systems, and one size does not fit all. It can take various forms, but it must be effective and fit for purpose. Okay, so let's see my results. Number 1, the Olympic movement, the International Olympic Committee. Yes, the IOC. But what about their past controversies? That's my point exactly. Look, the IOC today operates with democracy, effective ethics commissions, compliance frameworks, financial reporting systems, gender balance targets, and oversight across dozens of international federations. And it governs an entire global sports ecosystem. Look, we may not like the politics that's now into almost every major sport, but structurally, the IOC is very, very strong. Number 2, athletics, world athletics. Now, as we all know, track and field had one of the worst doping reputations in modern sport. So what did they do? They built a strong independent athletics integrity unit and strong anti-doping enforcement systems and transparent governance reforms. Look, these are all institutional corrections. And athletics proves that sometimes the sport that has a problem in a crisis becomes stronger than ones that never admit their problems and mistakes. And believe me, there are plenty of sports that keep on telling you that everything is fine, everything is fantastic, when it's actually not. Number 3, football, FIFA. Now this selection may be a bit controversial. FIFA had global corruption problems and scandals. Yes, I agree. But today, independent ethics committees, compliance departments that are strong, structured audit mechanisms, term limits. Look, football is massive, politically very complex, financially very powerful. And governing something that's big without fear of collapse requires a serious institutional machine that keeps working. Yes, let's criticize the past, that's fine, but analyze the current structure and it seems to be working. Number 4, rugby, World Rugby. Now rugby doesn't keep talking about good governance, it actually implements it. Transparent event bidding, strong player welfare protocols, clear constitutional structures that work. And in modern sport, athlete safety and welfare is part of good governance. And if your sport ignores athlete welfare, you are not well governed, period. Number 5, tennis, the International Tennis Federation. Now, tennis is politically fragmented. You have the ATP, the WTA, the Grand Slams. But the ITF maintains a well-structured anti-corruption system, defined disciplinary procedures, and clear regulatory frameworks. And after the match-fixing scandals and scares, they have strengthened integrity oversight significantly. Okay, so that's the top 5. So remember that governance is about protecting your credibility, and credibility protects your long-term interests and therefore your commercial value. Look, it's very tough to properly govern a major global sport. A big sport has tons of money, lots of politics, lots of stakeholder pressure, and public and media scrutiny, which means governance must be strong. And the best governed sports are not those that have never had scandals and problems. They are the ones that survived those problems and rebuilt properly and sincerely and emerged stronger. And if you're studying sports management, remember this: governance is not about morality. Governance is about architecture. It's about whether the system can withstand pressure. And the sports I've listed today, they've all built systems that have survived global scrutiny, which is why they are in my top 5. Okay, I'll see you soon.